call the special electronic meeting of the Terre Haute City Council to order 5:30 p.m. Thursday, September 10th, 2020. Roll call, please.
Councilperson Aller.
Present.
Councilperson Azar.
Present.
Councilperson Boland.
Present.
Councilperson Crossan.
Present.
Councilperson Devon.
Here.
Councilperson Elliott. Councilperson Garrison. Councilperson Loudermilk.
Here.
Councilperson Nation.
Here.
7 are present, 2 are absent.
Thank you. The clerk will read the agenda.
The first item on this tax abatement compliancy hearing is for Gartland, Resolution 2, 2015. The council had previously found them not in substantial compliance. This is a hearing to determine if they will have the continuation of the abatement approved or denied. Mr. Llewellyn is coming in. I believe he's here. He had sent previous communication that I forwarded to you yesterday.
Okay. Mr. Llewellyn, if you'd like to be recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. I am Jeff Llewellyn, attorney with the Wilkinson Law Firm here in Terre Haute. I am appearing this evening on behalf of Gartland Foundry Company, Inc. I know you're all very familiar with Gartland. I'm sure they're probably one of the longest corporate citizens existing in Terre Haute. They received the abatement for real property and personal property, new manufacturing equipment back in 2015. And you have initially made a determination of them not being in substantial compliance at your prior meeting based upon the CF1 and specifically based upon the reduced numbers, I think, as you said, significantly reduced numbers in terms of employee payroll. So I sent to you correspondence yesterday in a table format giving you a history of Gartland Foundry over the past 6 years and explaining their situation as far as just business operation and total revenue. In finding that there is not substantial compliance, one of the factors that you have to determine is that the failure to substantially comply was not caused by factors beyond their control. We believe that's unfortunately exactly Gartland's situation. When you look at where they were in 2014 in their sales history that I provided to you, they were over $25 million in total revenue. And the following year, that number dropped to below half that amount. And that was significantly impacted by their 2 largest customers. And in my written correspondence, I gave you explanation of specifically who those customers were, which were, for I think understandable reasons, trying to keep confidential to the general public, but giving full disclosure to the council. But you see that their largest customer numbers from 2014 to 2015 and then 2015 to 2016 continued to drop. That customer is driven by the oil and gas markets, and we all know what the oil and gas market has done over the past several years. And so their business as a customer has dropped off. Their second largest customer has taken the path of some other corporate entities and started outsourcing businesses or their business, much of it to China and India. Are you hearing me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was afraid you weren't for a moment. Okay. But then as a result of that decline in that company's business as a customer as well. And so when you look at from 2015 to 2019, Gartland's total revenue is down by almost a third, which is a significant number, obviously, to try to deal with. As all of you know, in dealing with your budget, when you get hit by a decrease like that, you've got to make adjustments somewhere. And the adjustments that Gartland has made, we think, were done to benefit everyone involved. in that we have maintained the number of employees that we told you we would have retained and anticipated adding in the SB1 back in 2015. We told you we had 128 employees. We would retain those and we would add 3. Our SB1 now, or our CF1 now, shows that we do employ 131 employees. But to adjust for the decline in revenue, the hours for those employees have been shuffled or shifted so that they're not working as many hours as they used to make. The wages stay in a similar format so that there's not a decrease necessarily in what type of wage Gartland is offering, but it's the amount of hours given the demand for product that gets cut. We've maintained those jobs. We've maintained those benefits. We did obviously install the new manufacturing equipment timely, as we said we would back in 2015. We did make the real property improvements as we said we would back in 2015. And so we believe we've complied in essentially every other way, but it quite frankly has just been impossible to maintain the payroll number that we had at 2015 and we anticipated going forward. And but for these outside factors, we've not been able to maintain. With that, I would answer any questions you have. If you feel there's other information that you would like to see from us, let us know that. We're certainly willing to cooperate in that regard. But we're hopeful that you'll find that we are in compliance at this point.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Llewellyn. Any comments or questions from the council?
I have a question, Mr. Llewellyn. Thank you for all. Pardon me.
Councilperson Nation first, please.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. I think Tammy and I raised our hands at the same time. All I wanted to say is that I understand the point that you're making about Indiana code, and that's always been a feature of our consideration when reviewing these tax abatements, Jeff. I know it's hard for everybody, and we sure don't want to cause a problem for Gartland. That's my only comment. I yield.
Sure. And if I can respond just briefly, as I indicated in my letter, I recognize you didn't have that information in the CF1. There's no place to put that in. You're simply doing your duties on behalf of the city, and we understand and appreciate that.
Thanks, Jeff.
Councilperson Bowman.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for providing all the additional information and helping me to learn some things that I wasn't aware of. When did the salary adjustments happen? I mean, was that just in the last year or the reduction in hours?
With the reduction in hours, probably has been taking place over those 5 years. It's not an immediate reaction, but a couple of years in, I'm sure if you look back at our CF1, you'll see similar lower numbers.
But the benefits for those employees have all remained the same.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. I yield.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, we need a motion to find them either in or not in substantial compliance.
Mr. President,
Councilperson Nation.
I'm realizing I don't know the number of the piece of legislation we're talking about, but I moved.
Oh, I'm sorry. RS2 2015.
I move that we find RS2 2015 in substantial compliance.
Second.
Been moved by Councilperson Nation, seconded by Councilperson Crossan, that we find RS2 2015 in substantial compliance. Roll call. Okay, I'm going to do the roll call for you. So Councilperson or Michelle had to leave the room. I'm going to do the roll call. Sorry. That's okay. No, she's back. Can you hold just a minute, please?
Okay, what are we doing?
We have made a motion and second
To
to find in substantial compliance.
To approve.
Oh, to approve?
To
I'm sorry.
approve.
The motion should have been to approve RS2 2015.
So moved.
Who made it?
Is that okay? Councilperson Nation, Councilperson Crossen, okay.
Yeah.
Motion and second to approve RS2 2015.
Councilperson Aller,
Yes.
Councilperson Boland,
Yes.
Councilperson Crossen,
Yes.
Councilperson DeBon,
Yes.
Councilperson Loudermilk,
Sound's not on, Cheryl.
It was.
Yes.
Councilperson Nation,
Yes.
Councilperson Azar,
Yes,
7 yes.
motion passes. Next item.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, it is for Harrison Manufacturing, which is owned by Mears Machines. Jenny is joining us. There she is. We're waiting on her audio. This one was also discussion concerning the number of employees.
Okay.
Jenny, are you with us?
I am with you.
Hey, you're on.
Okay.
Before the just go ahead and give them a short description of what you think has happened in the last 12 to 18 months.
In the last 12 to 18 months? Okay. So what, after looking at everything over the last actually few years, we had kind of established that the GE in Terre Haute, when it downsized, that was 90% of our business in 2017. And so we have had to kind of regroup and reassess everything. And so we went after another company in 2018 by the name of Beckman Coulter, put a lot of eggs in that basket, was doing a great deal of work for them. And they ended up having a design flaw. And so that design flaw, some design flaws you can work through. This design flaw just happened to be government controlled. And so the government shut their funding down. So that shuts our jobs down for that. So we have kind of been picking up and ramping up and doing different things with different industries. Right now, over the last 6 months in particular, the aerospace industry has recognized a 60% decrease in commercial aerospace manufacturing work. That's directly what we're involved in. Our biggest course of action, obviously, since that has happened, has been to go after a different venue, different arena of work. And so what we're looking at now and what we have been able to go after is to get into the military side of manufacturing. And so we're doing aerospace military. We've gotten some good work from that. We're starting to see some increases. Is it enough at this particular moment to add a huge amount of staff? Absolutely not. But we did put one more person back on here in the last couple of weeks. We made an offer to another gal that we had to lay off because of the downsizing and because of the decrease in work. And she had declined it. I know you'll be surprised about this, but her real estate development or her real estate venture is going much more successfully than her manufacturing. So I'm sure if you know real estate, you understand that whole thing and that, that environment right now. So that's kind of where we're at. We kind of had some problems where, our customers were taking work elsewhere. I mean, GE, when they built that plant in Lafayette, that hurt us, so that's kind of what we're looking at. So.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments from the council? Anyone? Okay, there's no questions or comments. Chair will accept the motion to approve. RS 27, 2015. Do I have a motion?
You're making the poor lady nervous.
Please make the motion.
Councilperson Nation.
I move
Yes.
for approval of resolution 27, 2015. And also just parenthetically, thank you, Jenny, for your explanation. These are these excuses, if you want to call them that, are enshrined in state code. And this has been a feature of conversations that we've had in the past. So
Right, right.
I move that we find this okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And the company does too, obviously.
I have a second to the motion. Been moved by Councilperson Nation, seconded by Councilperson DeBon, that we approve Resolution 27, 2015. Roll call.
Councilperson Aller,
Yes.
Councilperson Boland,
Yes.
Councilperson Crossan,
Yes.
Councilperson DeBon,
Yes.
Councilperson Loudermilk,
Yes.
Councilperson Nation,
Yes.
Councilperson Azar.
Yes,
7 yes.
Resolution 27, 2015 has been approved. Chair will accept the motion now to adjourn.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Been moved by
Good night.
Councilperson Nation, seconded by
Second.
Councilperson Aller, that we adjourn. Roll call.
1 second. Sorry.
1 second roll call.
I didn't
Am
say
I
your name
okay to
yet.
disconnect?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, Councilperson Aller,
Yes.
Councilperson Boland,
Yes.
Councilperson Crossan,
Yes.
Councilperson DeBon,
Yes.
Councilperson Loudermilk,
Yes.
Councilperson Nation,
Yes.
Councilperson Azar.
yes.
That's 7 yes.